Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel BBC Rare Coins. Today we're taking a closer look at one of the most iconic coins in American history, the US 1-cent Lincoln penny. Let's start. Top 1. The world of coins is full of surprises, and today we're diving into two pieces of American change that have captured the imagination of collectors everywhere. The 2009 Lincoln 1-cent penny and the incredibly rare script quarter, a coin so mysterious and sought after that one example has been reported to sell for as much as $81,700. These coins may be small, but their stories are anything but ordinary. Let's start with the 2009 Lincoln penny, a coin created to celebrate one of the most important historical milestones in American history, the 200th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. For the first time in a century, the familiar penny that everyone recognized received not one, but four special designs, each showing a different chapter of Lincoln's personal journey. From his humble beginnings in a Kentucky log cabin, to his leadership and lifelong dedication to learning, to his early political achievements and his presidency, the 2009 penny series became a tribute to the man whose legacy forever shaped the nation. But what makes these pennies so fascinating to collectors is not just the history behind them. It's the rare varieties that emerged the moment they were released. Some 2009 pennies were struck in extremely limited satin finish mint sets. Others appeared with sharp details few coins ever show, and a handful displayed unusual doubling, tiny imperfections, and striking errors that instantly turned ordinary coins into collectible gold mines in copper form. With millions of people collecting them, competition grew fierce for the cleanest, brightest, and highest graded examples. And in the world of coin collecting, high grade plus low mintage equals serious value. Now let's shift to the coin that has become a legend among modern rarities, the script quarter. This is the kind of coin that keeps collectors awake at night, wondering if the next quarter they find in their pocket might be one of the rarest misstruck coins ever talked about. The script quarter is known for its unusual lettering, something never intended to reach public hands. It carries a design quirk so dramatic that collectors immediately recognized it as something extraordinary. And because so few of them are believed to exist, the rarity pushed its value into the stratosphere. Reports of a script quarter selling for over $81,000 turned a simple 25-cent piece into a treasure worth more than a luxury car. What gives these coins their magic isn't just rarity, it's mystery. Collectors love a story. They love the idea that history still hides in the smallest corners of everyday life. Imagine buying a drink with a quarter, not realizing that you just spent a coin worth more than most people make in a year. Imagine a penny sitting unnoticed in a jar, worth far more than its simple copper plating suggests. These stories remind us that treasure hunting isn't just something that happens in far-off places. Sometimes, the treasure is sitting in plain sight, in your change, in your drawer, or in a forgotten cup full of coins on the counter. Coins like the 2009 Lincoln cent and the legendary script quarter captivate people because they prove something exciting. Even in a world of digital money, tiny pieces of metal can still hold enormous value, historical, emotional, and financial. They carry stories of presidents, mints, mistakes, and moments that were never meant to happen. They turn ordinary people into collectors and collectors into explorers, searching for the next great discovery. The next time you empty your pockets, slow down. Look closely. That little coin you almost ignored might be more than just spare change. It could be history, it could be treasure, and it could be the next unbelievable story waiting to be told. Top 2. In the world of coin collecting, some of the greatest treasures aren't gold bars or ancient relics. Sometimes, the most astonishing stories come from the smallest pieces of everyday change. Today, we're shining a spotlight on two coins that have captured the imagination of collectors everywhere: the mysterious and highly prized 1975 Lincoln 1-cent penny and the incredibly rare script quarter, a piece so unusual and so scarce that one example has been reported to bring in a staggering $76,900. These aren't just coins. They are stories, accidents, mysteries, and dreams all pressed into metal. Let's start with the 1975 Lincoln penny, a coin that may look ordinary at first glance, but certain rare examples have sparked serious excitement among collectors. By the mid-1970s, millions of Lincoln cents were being produced every year, But within that massive production came a handful of unexpected anomalies, striking errors, off-center impressions, misaligned dies, and unusual varieties that slipped out into circulation unnoticed. Some of these rare misstruck 1975 pennies became instant legends among hobbyists, with flawless high-grade versions and dramatic minting quirks rising in value far beyond what anyone would expect from a coin worth just 1 cent. What makes the 1975 penny so fascinating is the unpredictability. Most of these coins look completely normal. But once in a while, a collector finds one with features so rare that it becomes a prized highlight in a collection. Coins from this year that display sharp detail, deep color, stunning condition, or dramatic mint errors have become the kind of pieces collectors stay up late scrolling forums for, wondering if the next coin they examine might be the one that stands out from the millions. It's the thrill of the unknown that makes the 1975 penny a true treasure hunt. But now, let's turn to a coin that goes beyond rare, a coin that borders on myth, mystery, and marvel, the elusive script quarter. This extraordinary coin is known among collectors for having unusual or experimental lettering, something never intended for commercial circulation. Coins like this usually come from accidents deep in the minting process, test strikes, pattern experiments, or design mishaps that somehow escaped into the public world. The moment collectors discovered these strange script markings, the coin instantly became one of the most intriguing modern rarities ever talked about. And the value? Absolutely stunning. One example of the script quarter has been reported to reach $76,900, turning an ordinary 25-cent piece into a treasure more valuable than a high-end luxury watch or a down payment on a house. It's the kind of coin that ignites hope in collectors everywhere. The idea that something so small, so familiar, so normal could hold that kind of value makes every quarter worth a second look. The script quarter is a reminder of how unpredictable coin history can be. A tiny mistake, a forgotten test piece, a moment of human error. These things can transform a simple everyday object into something legendary. The scarcity of this coin, combined with its strange script features, has made it one of the most desirable modern pieces ever whispered about in collector circles. Coins like the 1975 Lincoln cent and the $76,900 script quarter show us why people fall in love with this hobby. These coins prove that history is hiding everywhere, in pockets, in drawers, in dusty jars filled with change. They remind us that value isn't always obvious. Sometimes, the greatest treasures come disguised as the most ordinary things that next time you empty your pockets or sort through a handful of change, slow down. Look closely. Check the date. Study the details. Because somewhere out there, someone picked up a penny or a quarter that everyone else overlooked and discovered that it wasn't just a coin. It was a story, a rarity, and a fortune waiting to be found. Top 3. We're diving into two incredible treasures from American coinage. The mysterious and highly prized 1973 Lincoln 1-cent penny, and the unbelievably rare script quarter, a coin so unusual that one example has been reported to reach an eye-opening $49,100. These coins aren't just metal. They are stories of accidents, discoveries, and tiny pieces of history hiding right in plain sight. Let's start with the 1973 Lincoln penny, a coin that most people have passed through their hands without ever realizing its hidden potential. While millions of pennies were minted in 1973, a handful of them emerged with striking errors, dramatic misprints, unusual die characteristics, and top-tier conditions that set them apart from the rest. Most of these coins look ordinary at first glance, but it's the rare flaws and perfect states of preservation that transformed certain 1973 pennies into some of the most talked-about modern copper treasures. Collectors chase these pennies not just for their age, but for their mystery. Imagine finding a 1973 cent with a perfectly sharp strike, mirror-like surfaces, or an off-center imprint that escaped the strict quality control of the mint. These are the kinds of pieces that turn a 1-cent coin into a valuable collector's showpiece. The fun comes from the fact that they look so simple, just another penny. Yet the right one could be hiding in a jar, a pocket, or a drawer right now. But the story gets even bigger when we move to the coin that collectors whisper about, the script quarter. This is a coin whose very existence feels like a secret. Known for its unusual lettering, something never meant for circulation. This quarter stands apart from anything most people have ever seen. The strange script markings give it a mysterious appearance, almost as if it were a test piece or a design experiment that accidentally escaped into the world. Its rarity is what pushes its value through the roof. With only a tiny number believed to exist, the script quarter has become the kind of coin collectors dream about. And when one example reportedly sold for $49,100, it cemented its place in modern coin legend. Think about that. A 25-cent piece worth more than a car, more than a year's salary for many people, all because of a tiny detail in the lettering most people never would have noticed. Coins like this remind us how unpredictable and exciting the hobby can be. One small minting error, one experimental strike, one overlooked detail can launch a coin into the world of high-value collectibles. It's that sense of possibility that keeps collectors searching through pocket change, sorting old jars of coins, and examining every quarter and penny with fresh eyes. The 1973 Lincoln penny and the $49,100 script quarter show us that value isn't always obvious. Some of the greatest treasures in American coin history don't sparkle with precious metals. They hide quietly in ordinary places, waiting for the right person to pick them up and realize their worth. These coins aren't just currency. They're time capsules, pieces of history, and reminders that discoveries can still be made every single day. The next time you get change, don't rush to toss it aside. Look at the date. Check the details. Pay attention to the tiny things that most people ignore. Because somewhere out there, someone has already held a fortune in their hand without realizing it. And the next incredible find might be waiting for you. Top 4. The intriguing 1978 Lincoln 1-cent penny and the unbelievably rare script quarter, a coin so unusual that one example has been reported to reach an incredible $72,300. These coins prove that even the smallest pieces of metal can carry stories of fortune, mystery, and history. Let's begin with the 1978 Lincoln penny. At first glance, it looks like any ordinary cent that's passed through thousands of hands over the years. But hidden within the millions produced that year are rare varieties and minting anomalies that collectors search for tirelessly. Some of these pennies show striking errors, off-center hits, doubled elements, subtle die cracks, misaligned impressions, and perfectly preserved high-grade examples that have survived decades without a single scratch. These are the coins that ignite excitement among collectors. A simple penny from 1978 can become valuable not because of its metal, but because of its uniqueness, its condition, and the story it tells through its imperfections. What makes coins like the 1978 penny so captivating is the thrill of discovery. Anyone can find one. You don't need to dig through auctions or buy from dealers. You might already have one hidden in a box of old coins. And the mystery behind which pennies have rare traits and which don't is what keeps collectors checking every detail, every shine, every little curve of the design. It's the idea that an ordinary coin can suddenly reveal extraordinary value. But now, let's step into the world of true modern rarity, the coin that sparks more curiosity than almost any other, the legendary script quarter. This coin is known for its unusual lettering, markings that look nothing like what was intended for circulation. These script-style features set it apart immediately, making it a mystery piece that many collectors believe came from a minting test or an experimental strike. It's the kind of coin that never should have reached the public, yet somehow, one or two examples manage to slip through. And that's where the value skyrockets. When a coin exists in quantities this tiny, when it carries a design quirk that no other quarter has, and when collectors begin competing to own one, the price can reach unbelievable heights. Reportedly selling for $72,300, the script quarter became a modern legend, proof that even a simple 25-cent piece can transform into a life-changing treasure. Coins like these feed the imagination. They make collectors wonder how many rare pieces are still out there, unnoticed, and waiting to be discovered. They remind us that accidents, misprints, and tiny details can turn everyday objects into pieces of history worth tens of thousands of dollars. The script quarter stands as one of those magical finds, rare beyond words, valuable beyond expectation, and unforgettable to anyone lucky enough to see one together. The 1978 Lincoln penny and the $72,300 script quarter represent the best parts of coin collecting: the mystery, the thrill, and the endless possibility of discovering something incredible. They show that you don't need gold or silver to find treasure. Sometimes, the most valuable things are the ones you overlook, the coins you hardly notice, the ones you've seen 1,000 times but never truly looked at. So the next time you pick up a penny or a quarter, take a moment. Study it. Look closer than you ever have before. Because hidden among ordinary pocket change are extraordinary stories, rare mistakes, and coins that could change your life. The next amazing discovery might be sitting in your hands right now. Top 5. The mysterious and highly talked about 1982 Lincoln 1-cent penny and the incredibly rare script quarter, a coin so unusual that one reported example reached an astonishing $36,100. These coins aren't just money. They're chapters of history, accidents of the mint, and tiny works of art that turned into legends. Let's start with the 1982 Lincoln penny, one of the most fascinating years in modern coinage. This was the year everything changed for the cent. It was the year of multiple varieties, shifting metal compositions, different minting styles, and a series of small differences that turned ordinary pennies into collectible puzzles. The 1982 penny became a magnet for collectors because it wasn't just one coin. It was a whole family of different versions. Some with copper, some with zinc, some with large dates, some with small dates, some beautifully struck, and others showing strange errors that slipped through unnoticed. Collectors began finding unusual weights, odd tones, doubled features, and rare transitional pieces. A normal penny is worth a cent, but a rare 1982 penny with a dramatic error or the right combination of features can become a treasure. It's the thrill of possibility that makes this coin so special. The idea that one tiny, forgotten penny in a jar might be something extraordinary. Now let's turn to the coin that sparks even more curiosity: the mysterious script quarter. This is a coin whispered about in collector circles, a piece with unusual lettering that sets it apart from anything normally produced by the U.S. Mint. Nobody knows exactly how these script-like markings came to be. Some believe it was a test strike. Some say it was an experimental design. Others think it was an accident that should have never made it out of the mint. But somehow, at least one piece did. And that's all it takes for a legend to be born. When a coin is this unusual, this different, and this rare, its value can explode. A reported sale of one script quarter reaching $36,100 sent shockwaves through the collecting community. Imagine holding a simple 25-cent coin, one tiny piece of everyday change. That's worth more than an entire car. That's the power of rarity. That's the power of a mysterious origin. That's the power of a coin unlike anything else. The script quarter is the kind of coin that transforms collectors into treasure hunters. It reminds everyone that the world of coins is full of surprises waiting to be found. The idea that something this valuable could be sitting in someone's pocket, unnoticed, is exactly what keeps people checking their change, sorting through jars, and examining every quarter a little more closely. The 1982 penny and the $36,100 script quarter show us how thrilling the hobby can be. They prove that value isn't always obvious. Sometimes the most incredible items are the ones that blend in with the everyday world. These coins hold stories, stories of change, experimentation, mistakes, and rare moments that slipped through time to land in the hands of collectors. So the next time you empty your pockets, don't rush. Look at the dates. Look at the designs. Look for anything unusual. Because history hides in small places, and treasure doesn't always sparkle. Somewhere out there, someone has already held a fortune without even knowing it. And the next person to discover one of these rare pieces might just be you.